Titans, welcome to another video. In this video we'll show you the counter widget, how to work with it, all the features in the counter widget, and everything. So let's get started. Here we are within our Titan canvas, and what we can do is click plus, go over to widget, and get our counter. Alright, so here's our counter. If you click on settings, under the interactivity mode you have three features, and I'm going to go through each one of them: count, timeout, interval. Let's start with count. So this is the default value we set, so it will run up to whatever the default value you set in there, and then the duration you can change. So let's quickly just run it and I'll show you what it actually means. So this should actually finish in 1.5 seconds, like that. There you go, it's completed. If I want to set this to, let's say, 10 seconds, actually let's do 5 seconds because I want to slow it down for you a little bit and show you. You can also set up the delay, like how much delay is there within the timing. So let's click save, let me show you the preview, and then in 5 seconds this should now run all the way down to 1000. Simple as that. Okay, now let's see, you can also count down rather than count up. So let's click preview, let's click save, and let's refresh, and now we are going to run this down rather than going back up. So 4, 3, 2, 1, done. Okay, so that's the count feature. Now what can you really do with this? Alright, so what we can do is something like this. Let's say I'm going to close that, let's delete it. Let's go ahead and add ourselves a strip, but within that strip I want to get a hero image. Alright, so something like this. Let's get my fitness tracker in there. Well, actually we can use this one. This one's pretty cool. So let's say somebody comes to my website, and within 5 seconds of them arriving I want to give them a coupon to use. So what I can do is go to my widget, drag over a counter, and obviously this counter will be hidden, but I just want to show it to you guys for now, just for the sake of demonstration purposes. Let's say we go over to font and change my font to be bold. We'll give it like 18 and then make it a bit bigger, and then the color will be white. Alright, something like that. So let's go with that. And then in the settings I'm going to choose the count, keep the value to 1000, and I'm going to let it for, let's say, 5 seconds. Okay, and then we're going to count down all the way to 1000. So let's click save, and then the next part I want to do is write a condition on it. Okay, so condition can be something like this: if counter value reaches 1000, then go ahead and configure an action. Now you can run whole heaps of actions here. You can do redirect, show a message, post message, execute JavaScript, form interactivity. You can run a Salesforce action. You can affect different elements. Yeah, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to run a simple system action, which is going to be show message. And I'm going to say 500 by 500. We're not going to include a title. We're going to say congratulations, or we'll keep it simple. We'll say please use coupon below for 10% off. And the coupon is Eat New Year 2021. Something very, very simple. It doesn't have to be ridiculously complicated here. Just make it a little bit bigger as well, like that. And click apply, apply, and save. Now watch what happens. If I click preview, like the count is running, you can see the counter goes 7, 6, and it's going to reach 1000. As soon as it reaches 1000, boom, just like that. Please use coupon below for 10% off. Eat New Year 2021. So it's something so simple that you can use, and this is just a very, very good example on how to leverage that. So as I said, you can set the value to whatever you want. You can set your duration. For me it was 5 seconds. You can set the delay within that duration, which is 0.2 seconds. Now that's the count feature. Next up I want to talk about the timeout feature. The timeout feature is also awesome, and I'm going to build a use case for you on what we can do with it. Right, a good use case for a timeout feature is, let's say you are concluding a test. Alright, so the test, let's go ahead and make ourselves a little test. We'll say 2 plus 2 is ... question mark. Something like this, alright? Like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some input. So we will do, let's say, checkboxes. That's a good one. So here it is, checkbox 1, checkbox 2, and checkbox 3. Alright, and then simply we'll just go ahead and modify the labels here. So in the metadata, click on this, change this, 2 plus 2 is 4, 2 plus 2 is, could be 6, and then 2 plus 2, we're giving them 3 options basically to choose from. Obviously the right answer is 4. So, and then let's pretend this is a time-based question that they have to do. So if they don't answer within a certain time, that's it, time is up, they can't do anything. And then just to add this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new page. Save and continue, we're going to add a new page. Just a simple blank page here. And on this one, we will just put a simple text. We'll say, time is up, you have taken too long to answer this question. And I'm going to change this to be at least 56. We'll make it a bit wider. And then also a bit smaller. Alright, so something like this. This is on page 2, by the way, so it doesn't matter so much. I just want to keep it very, very simple here. So, let's say we'll head over to our main page. So let's go over to home. Now let's go ahead and drag ourselves a little widget. So where is my widget? Here it is. I'm going to bring this over here, and what we're going to do is I'm actually just going to make it a little bit bigger so you guys can see what's happening. Let's go to a font. We'll make the font at least 60, and that works for me. And then in the gear icon, if I go over to interactivity, I'm going to choose timeout. And the way the timeout's going to work is like this. Whoops, just deleted it. Let's add it back in. Right, so the timeout will work, and I just want it to run for 5 seconds. Okay, and after 5 seconds, I want to run a specific condition. So I'm just going to quickly save this because I want to show you how it works before we actually do anything. So let's run a quick preview. You can see it's 1, 2, 3. It's all going to go all the way to 1,000, but it's going to do it within 5 seconds, like that. Okay. Now I can write a condition on this. So I can go over here, go over to conditions, and then configure conditions. I can say if the counter value reaches equals 1,000, then again you can write another condition, you can configure a bunch of different actions, you can do these ones if you want, you can go to a page. In my case, I'm going to say just go to page 2, that's all I wanted to do. Okay, you can show a message, redirect, all sorts of stuff, right? But for me, predefined, go to page 2, that's it. You can run a Salesforce action, you can affect an element, you can do all sorts of stuff here. But for now, we're just going to do that. Let's click preview and go. So now we're going to let it run to 1,000. Obviously, I'm not going to bother answering the question, even though what the answer is. But when this reaches 1,000, it's going to redirect to the next page like that. It's going to say, time is up, you have taken too long to answer this question. And that's the timeout functionality for you.